Okay, welcome to J250, Drugs and Crime. And I'm Professor Richard Wright, and we are going to share tonight in this open house what the expectations are for the quarter. So I'm going to start out by sharing with you a few things. I will say this, that some of the things I talk about tonight, particularly the schedule and assignments, may be changed within the next week or so. I and the School of Justice team leaders are working on making some changes to the modules and or assignments. So we'll see what happens. In the meantime, you complete the assignments for week one accordingly. And I have a meeting tomorrow that I will be engaged in regarding that issue. So at any rate, let's start out by talking about sharing with you. Let me share the screen. And this is what I want to share with you. This is the first thing that you would see, the announcements that come out every Monday. And this past Monday, the announcement that you received gave the assignment for the first week, Module 1. And with Module 1, that we're talking about introduction to drug use, abuse, and addiction. And your reading assignment is Chapter 1 of Drugs and Drug Policy. And then I want you to follow the activity and introduction to substance abuse and course project introduction. So there is a course project that's involved. And that you will know that we will start our live WebEx lectures on next Wednesday, the 13th at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And so I encourage you to attend those lectures. Very important that you pay attention to the course calendar as well. And then your discussion assignment, use, abuse, and dependence, which you had initial discussion post that was due yesterday by 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time, and reply post due Saturday, this Saturday coming up by 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is also near 12 o'clock. And then you also have a written assignment that's due this Sunday by 11:59 Central Standard Time. And every Sunday, all your written assignments we do cultural attitudes toward drugs. Okay? So let's go right into looking at the syllabus. The syllabus that we have in this class, beginning, has my name and has 2 phone numbers. Now, the most important phone number for you to recall is the 630 number. That 630 number is the number that will allow you to reach me. And so the 630 number is my cell phone number because I'm hardly at the office. I work primarily from home and sometimes other locations. So you can call me on that. Now, call times is open as needed. What that means is that you can feel free to reach me any hour of the day. You can call me, text me, except the 25th hour of the day. If you understand that, then that means what it says. Do not call me the 25th hour of the day. Other than that, any of the other 24, feel free to reach out to me 7 days out of the week. And I will get back to you and return the calls to you. So make sure that you follow that. And then included here is my WebEx office, which is the same place we are right now, and that you can contact me if you need to do one of those by appointment. But since I have such an open invitation to my students, most time that doesn't take place. And then my email address is in here for the school, and then also feel free to use my personal email address as well. Moving right down in the syllabus, the textbook that we're using right now is the Drugs and Drug Policy. It's a SAGE publication. It is available on Vital Source. I have gotten my copy on Vital Source. And so if you have not, and you have trouble accessing your book, contact your personal support system, and they will be able to and they'll be able to help you out there. The phone number for personal support is found at the bottom of almost every page in the Angel Classroom. Okay? Let's see, I don't know if it's at the bottom of here. Yeah, there it is right there. 866-693-2211, and they are 24/7 as well. Okay? So anyway, moving down, you have your discussion posts, and these are the requirements for discussions posted. Not very brief discussions should be expected. I want details. It says detail. And I want to see your critical thinking that's involved in writing these discussion posts. And you should possibly feel free to reply to more than one post. It is a good thing. It makes the discussion forum go better. And I already gave you a discussion due dates. Additional course requirements. Readings. Your course schedule will give you that information, as well as your course calendar gives you that information, as well as your announcements will give you that information as well about what your readings are, as well as the actual lessons tab for each week in the Angel Classroom. Written assignments, in-depth research on a particular topic that's used in the module itself. It'll tell you what it is, and we're going to go over the specifics of that. There is also a course project, which you'll select a topic relating to drugs and crime. You're going to research that topic and write a research paper on it. Now, you won't have to do that all at once. You'll see the parameters and steps on that. There will be a midterm exam. So far, it'll consist of 50 multiple choice, true, false, and essay type questions. Your discussions will constitute nearly 32% of your grade, or 220 points. Your written assignments are 240 points, or nearly 35% of your grade. Your course project is 160, or nearly 23% of your grade. And then your midterm exam, 70 points, will consist of 10% of your grade. So you want to do well on that as well. Your goal is to get up here and not down here. Try to stay away from this side here and try to be within this area here. Okay, but your goal should always be to get to here. The other thing is that I want to show you about this integrity. Plagiarism. This is where you've given papers and you have violated some of these points right here. Now, also, I've told students this before, that submitting work previously graded another course without approval, or submitting the same work in 2 or more concurrent terms without prior approval from all instructors is not permitted. And I don't allow students to do that. We don't have that issue here that I know of because I'm teaching this class for the first time. But at any rate, my point being is that this is how you can be guilty of that type of practice. The most important thing is your critical thinking, which you're familiar with, that we want to see in your papers. We want to see your thoughts, your ideas, and we want you to use research sources and include citations in the APA format and references at the end in the APA format. And you'll be graded accordingly. Okay? And this tells you what the offenses could be if you violate those things. Okay? The next thing is, let's go to the course calendar. And the course calendar gives you your reading assignments, as I said earlier. If you put your mouse over it, it will bring it up, and it gives particular reading assignments as well as your discussion post, and then it gives you the topic of it and when it's due. This gives you open house, which is taking place now, and your reply post, same thing. And then coming up, it gives on Sundays your written assignments that are due, and I also give particulars about to remind you and make sure you read those. And then your course project, you're going to review the information involved there. Okay? Now, that is not necessarily a written assignment, but you want to make sure that you get on that right away from the very beginning. And we're going to go over that in detail. Yeah. Okay? And each week you'll see that, and it goes all the way through. Now, it also includes the fact that we have lectures starting with the 13th, and we'll go every other week until we get to in March. The last lecture will take place in March, which, let's go and show you. March the 9th, because the week ends that following week on the 18th. So there will not be a lecture that week. Okay? Now, the next thing that I want to do is, let's go back to January, is point out to you that there are resources available to you, and that those resources are very valuable, and tells you about Grammarly, where if you use the Grammarly program and you have access to it, if not, you can create an account. It's free to use your Rasmussen email, not your personal email, and that you can use because we're going to use that to check and make sure that the information that's in your papers is not plagiarized, and high percentages will cause you to get a 0. And so we don't want that to take place there. And so now, let's go back and look at the lessons. Okay, for this week, you have the Getting Started tab. If you go in the Getting Started tab, it takes you to and it shows you about a brief welcome, not the one I wrote. The welcome I wrote is found in there's a course schedule. The course schedule is another place where you can get the schedule of what is involved in this. Now, this may be modified, but this is where it is right now. Okay? And for each week, it gives you the actual assignments. And then the Student Lounge, that's where you guys have done it, and I did. You guys have posted your comments introducing each other, and at the very beginning, I provided you with mine, told you who I was, and this is it right here, and access, and you can see that as well. Okay. If you have any course questions, post it under the general course questions section. All you have to do is go click on the link, and then this tells you about your book, which I already talked to you about. Again, if you have any problems, contact these people right here, Personal Support System Center, and they will help you to get that straightened out as well. Okay? Now, let's go into the specific lessons. This week, Introduction to Drug Abuse, Use, Abuse, and Addiction. And again, it gives you the assignments, which we've already gone over. And then, let's jump over. This gives you a little introduction, something that you can read, and then there's a video involved here that if you click on this video, War on Drugs, which sometimes takes a few minutes to come up, but you're gonna see it in a minute. And I just want to show you a little bit of what it's like. Okay. Mine says I need to, allow and remember. Okay, now I got it. So now I don't have that. You see that message? You just click on that allow and remember, and it'll keep it in there.
Well, it has been 40 years since President Nixon declared a war on drugs. Now a high-profile panel says that war is unwinnable, and that it's time to look at other strategies, including legalizing drugs. Use of opiates up 34.5%, cocaine use up 27%, and marijuana use up 8.5%. That's according to UN data cited in a new report of the Global Commission on Drug Policy. The Commission bluntly says the global war on drugs has been a failure and says it's time for countries to change their policies. Commission member and CEO of Virgin Atlantic, Richard Branson.
Personally, I don't think the United States can afford to keep the drug policy as it is. It's costing them more and more every year to achieve something which when they're just not winning, when they're just not achieving anything.
Considers former U.S. Secretary General Kofi Annan, former Secretary of State George Shultz, former Chairman of the U.S. Federal Reserve Paul Volcker, and various former Latin American presidents. They urge, quote, to end the criminalization, marginalization, and stigmatization of people who use drugs but do no harm to others. And they recommend governments experiment with models of legalizing drugs to reduce the power and influence of drug cartels.
Most European countries have tried to propose. They don't consider anymore consumption of drugs a crime. They consider that it's a problem of the health system. They have opened the health system to people so people can go and try to find solutions to their problems.
A spokesman for Hazelden that operates treatment centers for drug and alcohol addiction agrees the war on drugs has been a failure and applauds the report's conclusion for treating drug use as a health issue. But the group strongly opposes legalizing drugs.
I can speak professionally as somebody who works for the Hazelden Foundation, but I also know in my personal life that whatever the drug of choice is, when you put that into the mind, into the body of an addict or alcoholic like me, they lose the power of making the right choices.
The White House Office of National Drug Control Policy did not make anyone available for an interview, but in a statement said, quote, the bottom line is that balanced drug control efforts are making a big difference. Today, drug use in America is half of what it was 30 years ago. The chain's production in Colombia has dropped by almost 2/3, and we're successfully diverting thousands of nonviolent offenders into treatment instead of jail by supporting alternatives to incarceration. Well, the White House says drugs aren't ill for Lekowski has been talking about for some time, wanting to move away from the language of a war on drugs. Instead, he wants to focus on reducing drug use by 15% over the next 5 years.
Tough issue. I've been watching 40 years, as we say, and doesn't seem to be making any progress whatsoever.
And, so that's that video, which now you can, if you get the archive, you can just look at it. And as you can see, there's some interesting things that video has said and that are taking place right now, which we'll be talking about during the weeks to come, like the legalization of marijuana. That seems a big push for it, and the decriminalization of marijuana and other drugs. So we'll see what happens there. But anyway, you'll have these little things every week to look at, to check out that'll help you. This is about the course project I was talking about earlier. It's going to cover drugs in America, and your final project will be your opportunity to further a topic of interest. You know, people will find that this will be a good topic to write about, drugs, and so for your due dates, this is your schedule for Module 1, your introduction, and you'll see that coming up in a few minutes, and that then your week 3, you'll do your topic selection. Week 5, you'll have an outline and reference list, and then you'll have roughly almost 4 weeks to get your paper in. I would not recommend waiting until the last minute. And then these are some suggested sources and things like that. Okay. If you have any further questions, you can post that in. But that's the course project, and it's very important. I also provided you with information as far as a rubric concerning that. So, Module 1, your written assignment is your cultural attitude toward drugs, and this is a 2 to 3 page paper. And I already provided you with information in your calendar about the requirements, but just follow these requirements and then submit your papers in a timely fashion with this information, with the citations, with the references, the APA formatted stuff. It's going to involve some research, and you should have no trouble finding information concerning that. Okay? And then your discussions, which many of you have posted, you see your names right there. And there's been some really nice ones there. And then that's it for the assignment for the first week. So I'm going to come out of this screen. And then I'm going to now, at this particular point, go into showing you some of the documents that I've already sent you, like the document relating to the rubric for a discussion post, in addition to what's in the syllabus. These are things I'm going to be grading you on for your posts each week that you post. Tuesday, initial post by 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time, or your reply post Saturday by 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. Also, I sent to you another document. It's the Habits of Highly Successful College Students Checklist. If you go down and if you notice, we kind of talked about these things already today. We talked about at least the different issues in there, the syllabus, there are resources available, and so forth. And this is a document that you should save as well. And then this is a recommendation for organization, how to do well, to perform here. It talks about late assignment communication. You need to catch up, but you need to stay in touch with me as the professor as well. Okay? Things do happen, and I work with my students. Okay? And next, this is the rubric that I was talking about earlier for your course introduction, your topics. And so anyway, you can get 10 points for selecting a topic, 10 points for describing the reasons. Now, make sure that you follow what the written requirements say for each module as far as that's done, so you can get all your points, do it in a timely fashion. And then week 5 tells you what I'm looking for. And then finally, week 10 is your final paper. which is going to be 6 to 8 pages, not including title and reference pages. And by the way, I always tell students, I'm looking to make sure that your paper includes these things: a strong thesis that's supported by strong research. And then this will incorporate the faculty feedback that I put on your outline and reference page. That comes from week 5. And then at least 6 different sources are being used for your paper, 2 of which are academic peer-reviewed sources. You'll learn what that is as you go through this course, okay? And you'll see what I'm talking about. Paper includes in-text citations and references in APA format. You can lose 10 points for not doing that, okay? Then the requirements for each written assignment is given, and the rubric is telling you what we expect of you for each of those written assignments all the way through until the very last one. Okay? And that's what I have today, and I'm going to share with each of you. See that none of you actually made it to the open house, but I decided I would go for it, and I would record it and make sure that I send it to each of you at the end. As I said, one caveat, we are working on changing some of the assignments, and we're working on making sure that things match up for you. If you have any concerns, feel free to reach out to me, and I will address those concerns post-haste and immediately. So since there's nothing else I have, I'm going to adjourn and say good night. And I hope that you will attend the live lectures, because there is a benefit in attending the live lectures. At the end of the live lectures, each person who attends will receive a point, and that will be recorded in my grade book and kept. And at the end of the quarter, there's potential for 5 points now, because those who didn't, since no one attended tonight, the orientation, you wouldn't get it. But anyway, when you attend the live lectures, which are 5, that the first one is next week, then you will get those points. Now, what will those points do? In the event that you are teetering between a certain grade, I put those points and add them into your assignments, and then sometimes it's enough to put you to another level so that you do well. Okay? Now, the final thing I want to say is if you have a problem with any assignments or anything, let me know. If you have any problems with your books or anything, contact PSC, Personal Support Center, but also let me know as well. And also it's a good thing to let your advisor know, because sometimes they can check on things as well, or your academic dean. The thing that I want to say to you about my policy, I have a policy as far as students are concerned. I do not provide the answer to the following question. If you ask me, what do I need to get a C in your class, I will not answer that question. The reason why I will not answer that question is because I don't assist students or prepare them to get C's. I prepare you to get an A. And then you have to follow up. And I will be there as the coach to guide you and be there every step of the way. But I can't help you if you don't reach out to me. So I am available. I am strong in terms of student assistance and trying to do my best to help you guys to do well in this course and to help you prepare yourself for a successful graduation and then a quality professional career as a law enforcement or human services, as in this course, Some students are, but you will find yourself getting the benefits of those things if you will follow the steps that I have outlined in this WebEx session, and also any following concerns, reach out to me. And at this time, I'm going to say good night, and I'm going to end